Okay, in order to create appointments on your Google Calendar, there's two initial ways to get there. You can go right here to Booking Pages, Create Appointment Schedule, or you can go up here to Create and then Appointment Schedule. Either one will get you to the same place. You're going to make a name for your schedule. So I would name this one Meet with Mrs. Marshall. Okay, you will then set your 15-minute appointment duration. On general availability, it does not repeat. So then at this point, you're going to go to the correct date. Our conferences will be October 20th and 22nd. I'm going to start with the 20th. And then I can choose my times. So let's say I have a little bit of time in the morning that I'd like to have some conferences with parents, and I want to start at 7:30, and then I want to end by 8:30. Then I also want to have them on my plan time that day. So I'm going to add another period. I'm going to start at, let's say my plan time starts at 11, but I don't want to start until 11:15. So I'm going to put I'm going to highlight this because you can see 15 is not an option, and I can just key that in myself. And then I'm going to come over to my end time, and let's say 11:45. Okay, and then that afternoon is the 4 to 7 conferences. So I'm going to add another period. I'm going to start at 4 p.m. And remember, I can key in the correct minutes. And then I want it to end at 7 o'clock. Now, from what I understand, if I say 7 o'clock as my end time, that is my end time, not the start time of my last appointment. All right, now I can add another date. I'm going to add the 22nd. If you are doing conferences any other day, you can add as many days as you want, to my knowledge. So I'm going to go to the 22nd, and let's say I'm feeling real tired that day and I only want from 4 to 7, but I also want to plan in a dinner time. So I'm going to say 4 to 5:30, and then I'm going to take a break at 5:30 for 30 minutes. So I can come over here and make this one start. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. I added another period, and then I can start at 6 o'clock, and I want it to end at 7 o'clock. Okay, and you will notice here that it is added to my calendar. All right, now I'm going to go over here to scheduling window. You can make it to where people can't schedule it before a certain time. So I don't care if they schedule it today or tomorrow or whenever. So, but if you do, you can make it, 10 days out. That wouldn't be very great, but you could do it, I guess. Or you can say it doesn't matter whenever. Now, this one does matter. So if you want to make sure that you know what your schedule is before conferences start, you could say that they can't schedule anything after 2 hours before it begins. Or if you want them to be able to change appointments while conferences are going, you can turn that off. It doesn't matter. Booked appointment settings. I like to have it here where guests can invite others. In case you have like one parent wanting to invite another parent, that would be really smart here. Calendars. I don't think that matters. And then co-hosts, I don't know that you would want a co-host for your entire schedule. So you might be thinking, but I want to add my SPED teachers on here. I think you need to add those to the individual invites because they don't need to be on your entire schedule invites. So now we're going to hit next. And booking page photo and name. So that will appear as whatever photo you have up here in this corner. So if you just have like your first initial, it'll come up as that. And if you have your picture, it'll come up as that. So if you want to change it, you can go here and manage it. I'm not going to go into that, but you can manage it right there. Location and conferencing. I'm going to set that mine are in person. I don't think you have to set this though, but I'm going to put in-person meeting. My location would be Wayside, and I'll add my room 28. Description, fall parent-teacher conferences. Booking form. This I think is really, really neat. So you have to have them fill out their first name, last name, and email address. But this adding a required item or adding an item and requiring it is really great because you can come over here and do a custom item. And my custom item that I would add to mine would be child's name. Because as you know, sometimes the child's name and the parent's name does not match up and we are left wondering, who is this for? Now, this will also help your special services people because then they can look in and see what child it's for, because sometimes special services people don't know the parent's name as readily as you do. I would make this required. Then if you wanted to add something else, you can, but this one is what's really would be really important to me. Okay, booking confirmations and reminders. This is great too because I can set when I want it to remind the parent. So one day before would be wonderful, but also what if I wanted to put an hour before? I could have a couple reminders for them. So that is really neat too. Then you hit save. Now, you can see on my calendar that all this has popped up, but you might be going, but how do I share this? So I can go back to it right here and I can copy my link. Or I can go in and edit. If I needed to. So I've got my link copied. Now, what if a parent says, Mrs. Marshall, I know I need to meet with you, but I cannot get that link to open or I have some kind of issue. What you can do is you can go over here to preview. And this is exactly what your parents are going to see. Okay. You click to jump to the next bookable date. Here are all your appointments. So let's say that parent wanted 5:15 on Thursday. I can click on that. I can put the parent's name in here, their email address, and the child's name, and then click book. Now you can notice here that I'm at 5:15 on Thursday. It has been confirmed, an email has been sent, and that 5:15 is no longer available here. And that will also happen on the parent side. Whenever those appointments have been taken, they will no longer share. All right, and then I can go back to my calendar here, and I can see that at 4:15, this parent has scheduled with me. So it says booked by parent name, Joe, that's what I entered in, and their email address. I can cancel the appointment here and they would get a notification that I have canceled the appointment. If something needs to change, I believe they can go into their calendar and also cancel it the same way. I'm sure there's something I've missed here as to what I needed to share with you, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it short and sweet. And if you have any questions, let me know.